Hello everybody and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I realized I was starting an episode today. It's great. We got B2888. Get a load of this, Rambler. Went off to a class reunion. Can you believe what I won in a raffle? I'm not gonna need this thing, but you might. If you don't, feel free to sell it or give it away or whatever. Up to you. Thanks, bud. Diva. Okay, what we got? What is it? It's a refrigerator. She's never gonna need a refrigerator. I mean, I suppose that's fair. She is a frog. So, like, she could probably just use the pond back there as her refrigerator. So, that scans. Gotta put all this stuff away. There you go. Now, I was actually debating if I wanted to buy turnips this week. Partially because of how long I was laying in bed. I took absolutely forever to get out of bed today. So, I was like, do I really want to get up and get turnips? The answer is yes, I do want the turnips. I don't know why I did that. It's going to make everything less organized in my inventory. Oh well. I just can't do a huge amount of recording right now because, you know, anyone who's watched this series for long enough knows that if you're watching Sunday, that means it is real-life Saturday for me, and I stream Saturdays. Probably more Final Fantasy y'all saw yesterday, and, you know, I got talking with the person I know that plays Final Fantasy 14, and like, he more or less ended up reminding me why I'm doing that series in the first place. Of just like, how obsessively diehard some 14 fans are, and will actively defend bad game design. It's like, nah, man, it's just not good game design. It's like, no, it's this or that. It's like, because like, you know, just an easy example is all of the padding that is in the story, where, you know, basically you as the player get sent all over the place, basically delivering messages, basically just to take up time. That is the entire purpose of sending the player around to do these things, is to take up time. Apparently there is an NPC later on that asks you to deliver a letter, and then when you return from it, the rest of your friends have showed up and informed him who you are. And he is beside himself that he sent the Warrior of Light to deliver a letter. Which basically implies the game developers know there's a lot of padding. So rather than, you know, fix the padding, you know, just go back through their story and tidy it up, remove a lot of the junk quests that exist simply to, you know, exist and take up time, because they were needed to slow the players down. Instead of doing that, they're like, how about we just make a joke about the fact we've done that? It's like, or you could just make your game better. Like, I am very, very much just like in the camp of, I do not understand why people pay money to play that game. Like, oops, you see Glowy. Glowy! Like, I don't get it. I don't think I will ever get it, because, well, as much as I do like older MMOs, like, I do like that style of game, there's so many out there that do it better. The sad thing is some of them are being shut down. One of which that was actually pretty cool that I played for a while that apparently is getting shut down in June after having been sold, which is always the death nail for basically any MMO. It's pretty rare for an MMO to be sold to another company and then carry on as if nothing happened or even be moderately successful. It does happen, but it's a lot rarer than ones that get sold and just kind of die. This was Aura Kingdom. Aura Kingdom was pretty cool. I liked poking in and playing it. It had a pretty nice little story going on. Had pretty neat gameplay to it. Was old MMO style. Like, it was nice. But in Aura Kingdom's case, the biggest issue that it had, and what definitely led to its demise, aside from being sold, was that it was sold and the new developers didn't want it on Steam. They didn't want their game on the biggest platform for games on PC that there is. Okay. Which, like, admittedly though, like, my want for playing that game did kind of go away when they did sell them. Like, they sold the game, and I hadn't played for a while, so I basically just came back to find that the Steam version no longer worked. I had missed the window to transfer my account off of Steam and onto the new company's servers, so I had lost all of my stuff. And I had some pretty rare things, because I'd been playing for quite a long time. Tired of using the same old reactions? Well, you're in luck. It's random acting lesson time with your host, Ed. You'll say you want to look self-satisfied, but in a charming movie star kind of way. Got just the thing. Grease up those teeth and get ready to smile wild just like this. Smirking exudes just the right amount of confidence. Use it well. I mean, I can't really see the reaction, but in general, smirking isn't exactly confidence, it's cockiness. Yeah, like, there's just so much wrong with the MMO scene in general right now. And it kind of sucks. I really do miss the golden age of MMOs, and there's so many from back then I never played. Mostly because the thought I had was, oh, well, these seem decently big, they'll probably never go anywhere. Sorry for not getting up, I'm really comfortable here. It's very fair. It does look like a pretty cozy spot. And then there's others that, like, I could play, it's just they're kind of a pain in the butt to play. Though, I mean, one of the ones I could play that is kind of a pain in the butt, I could get rid of that pain in the butt by just simply starting over. Which I honestly don't think I would mind doing at this point. That being Riders of Icarus. Like, it's a pretty solid MMO as well. Like, I'd say gameplay-wise, it is considerably better than 14. Does it smell nummy in here? It's because I'm cuisining. Sounds pretty fancy, huh? Jamaican. So I'm making a mixed fruit tart. The best part, you can make it all you want once you know the recipe. I know. Take the recipe, then we'll be able to both fill ourselves full of deliciousness. Quah. I mean, I need to get the remaining fruits, but yeah, I already know the recipe. So it'll just be some bells, but yeah, it's an MMO I played with my ex, so my highest level characters are all, like, tied with memories of her, so I don't think I would be able to play them. Much like basically all of my, like, highest progression Monster Hunter characters. I just can't play them. Like, the memories are there, and I hate it. Kind of wish my brain would forget those memories and not, like, other ones. What we got? I could go back to some armor. There is blue armor. Blarm. We get some blarmor going on. Yeah, I could have a little hairpin. Why not? Golden dog. Nah. Yeah, I'll do country socks. I am a country boy. Blurt? Nah. No, we don't need no blurt. Blue bottoms? Nah. I'll keep the cropped. I think it's cropped pants I'm wearing. Yeah. But I will go to the blarmer. I'll be blarmer with a hairpin. And little wings. Hello, Sable. Steven, what kind of clothes do you usually like? How would you describe your style? Ooh, I don't know. You're all about, like, a green and white checkered pattern, maybe on an apron. Babes, doing the thing where you think everyone is you again. But, yeah, I'm kind of thinking of maybe doing something with that game. It is definitely not a popular MMO, and it definitely also lost a lot of players when basically, that was a case of the developers didn't exactly go anywhere, but the publisher went. That was basically Nexon went, nah, we're done with this. And, like, I can't blame Nexon for not wanting to continue being the publisher of the game. Because, like, Nexon had nothing to do with the development of that game. At all. They were the publisher. So I suppose they probably had some level of say on what happens. But, like, they were the publisher. They didn't get to make the big decisions on game changes, but they would get all of the flack. It's like, okay. To whomever this may be, I was on an aimless stroll when an idea for the most wonderful DIY recipe came to me on the breeze. Of course, I believe great ideas such as mine must be shared. Please bring this recipe to life with hopes. Brofina! Unglazed dish set. I'll have to glaze it. Oh, there's Daisy May, so we'll get to see how much our turnips are. Think he's having a nap. Think he is up from her nap. I do almost feel like once I finish with 14, I should play a different MMO. Just to, like, compare and contrast. Good morning, bois. Let's talk. Guess what? I was playing single player hide and seek and I won. I'm so bored. Aww. Simon! Trying to catch more fish to taste? Can't wait to touch a fish. Ah, you're touching the fish this time. Alright, man. You do you. And I'll do me. And we won't do each other. Alright. 95. Okay. So, like, 400,000 bells would not buy what I want to get. Need, like, 450,000. So I could just play it safe and get, like, 500,000 bells. That would definitely, like, do what I want. It'd also be really helpful if I could find the money rock. That'd be pretty cool, pretty snazzy. The main issue there would just be finding another MMO to play. Because, like, again, there's not many. Like, the MMO market has kind of dried up. Which, you know I've talked about a lot before, but I find really just disheartening and frustrating. Because, like, a lot of MMOs in the past did things considerably better than a lot of modern MMOs do, but no one's making those older MMOs anymore. And I mean, like, it's a case of, like, on paper, Final Fantasy XIV is exactly what I'm looking for. On paper. Because, like, it's an old-style MMO with a bunch of different classes. You can change classes on the fly. Honestly, I might do Phantasy Star Online too. Because, like, it's a pretty good comparison point to 14. The main issue there is just how much storage space Phantasy Star Online 2 takes up. Like, that game in of itself is like 120 gigabytes. That's a lot of gigabytes. Like, but that actually would probably be a pretty good comparison point. Because it's a very, like, they're both MMOs of... Actually, Phantasy Star Online 2 is older. So it's an older MMO. With more active combat. It's still tab targeting. But it's more active than 14. And you also have the benefit of being able to, on the fly, on a whim, change your class. Like, it's another MMO that does that. Like, you're not tied to one class per character. Good morning, Steven. I'm gonna try that again. Ooh, good morning, Steven. This cafe has been a boon to our museum. It tickles my talons to see so many visitors among our exhibits. Well, I must be getting back to work. I see Blathers is really on that coffee before bed kick that I was on for a long time. Though, I mean, I was coffee before everything. But, yeah, I think I might actually do that. I just don't know how long Phantasy Star Online 2 is at this point, but I know I would enjoy playing it more, so... And level grinding in it is considerably faster, so, you know. If I decide I want to play a different class, I can just do that. The thing with Phantasy Star Online 2 is it doesn't exactly have traditional tank, healer DPS. It, more or less, everybody is different flavors of DPS. But, like, there is still healing, it's just you're also, basically, like, you're... Honestly, the healers in Phantasy Star Online 2 are far closer to being a red mage than the red mage in 14. Which I don't want to completely give up on the red mage in 14, but I also kind of want to give up on the red mage in 14. Just simply because, like, I wanted a DPS character so that, you know, I could have higher damage output. And thus presumably get through story elements faster. I also really like red mages. I always have. Whoops. Also, I don't want to pick up that stick. Picking up that stick would be a very bad thing, because I would have one less inventory space. I just instinctually wanted to pick up the stick. Turn that man around. I also need to go put this gold away. But, yeah, my red mage deals basically the same damage as my dark knight and less than my paladin. Which very much has me in the camp of, this ain't no... This ain't no DPS. Regardless of what they might say, that ain't a DPS. Like, if your DPS class is dealing around the same damage as your tank, that's a problem. And knowing that the Warrior and Gunbreaker are apparently more damage-focused tanks, like, the Warrior deals slightly more than the others, while the Gunbreaker is basically the DPS tank. That more or less tells me that, yeah, the Red Mage is seriously not a DPS. Like, ideally, you would want your tanks and healers, if they are to DPS, the tank to be slightly more than the healer. That is the ideal. Let's get up 400,000. That should do it. Like... But it very much feels like how 14 does it. And I might try raising up another DPS class just to check this. I might honestly go with, like, Samurai, just because I believe Samurai starts decently high level, which means less level grinding. I hope. So wanted to buy some turnips. They're just 95 bells each. Yep, I'll buy some. I actually need to get this segment ended off pretty soon so I can get the stream set up. Oh, jeez. Which, again, for you guys watching today, check the live part of my channel for yesterday, and you'll see the stream I'm talking about. Of which, I do apologize to those who might have notifications on for the just, like, kind of notification spam that comes out of my channel. But, like... I enjoy working this hard, so... yeah. But, I also need to record some Tulip at some point. I only got one episode recorded last time I was recording it. So, like, I got Friday done, but I still need to record more, so, like... today I gotta do more. Today, video time, not me time. Me time, I'm not doing more Tulip today. I got way too much talking I need to do for streaming. But yeah, I do actually kind of like the idea of doing another MMO after I finish with 14. I will say, though, and this is something that I know some people who really like Final Fantasy XIV would probably dislike me for. At least of the post-games I've played, the post-game of Heavensward, that was pretty quick. Basically was still setting up the mechanics of various types of dungeon, so I can't begrudge that as much as, you know, A Realm Reborn was just bad in general. The post-game of it wasn't the worst. It was alright. It was about what I was expecting. If the post-games continue on like Heavensward, I, at that point, just simply have to ask, has Square Enix heard of doing a trailer? Daisy, hey, where have you gone? Daisy May. There she is. Yeah, I'm back for more. We'll buy some more. Because, like, the end of Heaven's Ward could have literally just been a trailer they released onto, like, their YouTube channel. For all it really did. Now, I mean, you know, they couldn't have killed off a character. Which I have learned that technically I'm not... Technically I'm wrong, but also the game hasn't finished releasing yet, so I cannot be provably wrong on the character that dies apparently stays dead because the Japanese voice actor passed away and they didn't want to replace him. Which at that point, just replace him. Just find someone who does the voice basically just as much as he does, and well, just as well as he does, and just replace him. Problem solved. Like, it does kind of annoy me when Japanese companies will do that, where it's just like, no, we cannot replace the voice actor. It's like, yes, you can. If One Piece can do it, you can do it too. I know One Piece is getting some flack for having changed that voice actor, but, like, voice actors need to retire, man. They can't just keep doing the voice forever. The voice actress that does Luffy is, like, 80-something. Like, geez, let her retire. Like... But, yeah. Gonna stop rambling for now, and I'll meet you guys back here later today for more stuff. Probably Paradise Planning, maybe just fishing. It'll really depend on how I'm feeling later today. Mostly because, like, I woke up today with, like, a minor headache, but that might just be because I stayed in bed too long, or I could be dealing with caffeine withdrawal. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna be feeling later today. So I might take it chill, I might do some Paradise Planning, I might fish, I might catch bugs, I might just sit here and talk with you guys. I don't know yet. But yeah, meet you guys back here later today for whatever I happen to do.
And I'm back. So, honestly what I feel like doing is fishing. I know I need to do more Paradise Planning. I could have been at the point of fixing my villagers' homes within like a month. But that takes effort. And like, I know I've explained this before, but like days I'm not feeling terribly creative, I don't like doing Paradise Planning because I want to make things that look good. So if I'm not feeling that creative, I'm just like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't. Viva! It was spur of the moment, but how do you feel about us hanging out at your place, like right now? I just want to hang out, chat, bump into someone else's furniture for a change. You don't even have furniture, but come on over. You want to just move in? Your house is a wreck. You really need, like, better house. Coming in, squeak. So it's nothing huge, but I get you this. Hope you like it. What we got is furniture. Alright. Got you a chalkboard. Ooh. Nothing super huge. I love chalkboards. Says your luck these days. Any chance you're feeling up for playing a game? Yeah, let's play. Alright, we're gonna play a game of high card, low card. Yeah, who needs rules, right? Okay, if you win, you'll take home a do-rag. Okay, I want to lose then. I don't want a do-rag. 6. Okay, so I'm feeling that 9. I'm feeling like this is pretty nice. I'm feeling like this is gonna be a nice do-rag and that this is nice. I'm feeling that 9. 1. At least I went for it. Yeah, I did. It's not your day. Happens to everyone. Don't sweat it. Maybe next time. There will be. Someone else's home was always kind of tense for me. But yours is super chill. It's like magic. Aw. Well, let's start with upstairs, because I know you're going to want to see everything. Just gonna make myself at home. Don't mind me, squeak. Even better. We got some technology going on. Strategic meeting table. It is pretty awesome. Be more awesome. 2 of them. hard to have too many, you know? I mean, still gotta be able to move, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, having 2 of them would be pretty nice, and that is the ultimate plan. But for now, I only have those 2. I really need to, like, get around to, like, trying to design more rooms. Like, I've got my main room with stuff in it. This room is still just the warm fuzzies room with an arcade cabinet. Not fussy, you know? Don't need to worry about me. I am worried about you all the time. That's how I am. Enjoy arcade game. But yeah, I do basically just feel like fishing tonight. And I might not even fish for that long. Let me hop in the kitchen, the back rooms as it were, that they always seem to think is my bedroom. Maybe they think I sleep on money? She's got a real rambler feel. Wonder why. Wonder why too. I mean, I totally don't do a lot of cooking. Totally not. I do love how, like, that rug does just kind of look like a big, like, chicken tender or something. Like, it's great. And we got to the bathroom. Waiting for them to be like, ah, yes, this is your bedroom. It's like, nah, my bedroom is technically the main area. This room feels really, well, roomy. You know, I'd probably use the extra space for laundry if this is my place, but that's me. You say that, but this is more filled in than your own home, Diva. No toilet. Nah. If she needs to use the toilet, she can use the toilet. It's fine. But, yeah. Also, a little bit of extra news. We have a grill now. My older sister kind of decided to buy a grill, just at the same time she bought her swing. So, we have a grill now. It's a charcoal grill. Of which, I can already feel some people going, but why not propane? I was a chemistry student, my man. I'd rather deal with fire than propane. I just would. Especially with a dog around. Like, once the fire is gone, it gone. The propane, still in that tank. That tank can still get knocked around by said dog. I prefer the charcoal. Honestly, I prefer a fire pit over everything. But that's just because I like fire pits. But charcoal works. Gives a real fiery feel. Gives a fiery taste too, so. Honestly, I've always found cooking over propane gives like a very like, I mean, propane itself doesn't have a taste, but the additive they put to it to give it its smell has a taste. And I don't much care for that taste, and I can taste it on things that have been cooked over propane. So, yeah. We're back over here. Diva be a fast frog. But, hop, skip, and a jump. But yeah, it was pretty neat. I'm gonna have to try to think of things to, like, do on it. Because it's more or less for me to use, like... Which, like, is a bit of a problem, because we rarely have things that would actually, like, cook well on a grill. I could make proper grilled cheese, like, on a grill. That's something I could do now. But yeah, our yard isn't big enough for, like, a fire pit, so... And with all the bylaws and crap in this town, like... It's a nightmare to get a fire pit set up. A lot of people don't bother going through the proper regulations of it all, but, like... It's not like we have any, like, privacy fences or anything, so, like... people could just look in and see a fire pit on the ground. And if it's not regulation, I imagine we'd get reported. So, which does suck, because I do miss having a fire pit. Like, it was nice just being able to go out, have fires. Like, even without having, like, going to the fire pit area, which was literally just a cleared away bit of ground. Like, there was nothing special about it. Like, I've talked in the past that I know fire safety. Like, quite literally, where we used to have fires was out back of our house, in the forest, surrounded by dead leaves, sticks, twigs, just on the ground, with just a big empty tote of water right next to it, like an empty tote filled with water. Like, so if something did go wrong, got the water right there to put it out, but nothing ever went wrong. Well, okay, something went wrong like once, but that was one of my older brother's friends being drunk, lighting a Pepsi box on fire, and then dancing in circles with it on a pile of dry leaves. We still didn't even need to use the water at that point, we just stomped it out, but, yeah. The funniest part of all this, though, is, like, technically the area we were having fires in, we probably shouldn't have. Because where I used to live was, like, literally a stone's throw from, like, basically a pair of giant oil drums that, like, the local, like, furnace oil company kept their oil in. So, like, if things had gone wrong, and those had possibly ended up blowing up in some way, yeah, our house would have been flattened. Like, but nothing ever went wrong. We never caused any wildfires, ever. And this is even, like, there'd be times we'd have 2 fires going. Just because. Like, the vast majority of forest fires started by people are started by completely irresponsible people who have no business being around fire. Or smokers throwing their cigarette butts without actually putting them out. That also causes a fair few forest fires. Now, climate change also causes a fair few as well. Don't get me wrong. They're not all caused by man. But, darn it. I was about to swap to my bug net. Man, I had such an easy time catching those things, like, on my old island. Like, I had a bunch of them. Now I cannot seem to catch any. But yeah, like, it's honestly kind of infuriating that, like, most of the forest fires that cause major damage are usually caused by idiots that have no idea what they're doing, who should have never been allowed to own a lighter. You know? I mean, to be fair, though, it's not like having a license to own a car makes people any less likely to cause accidents in their cars. If they're gonna cause an accident, they're still going to. But, you know. Personally, I hold that up to testing for driver's licenses does not happen anywhere near as often as it should. Like, I think my learners had, like, a 5-year expiration date on it. Something like that. And it's like, that's a long time
between going to the DMV. And this is on a learner's. Might have been 3 years, now I'm thinking on it. Still, it was multiple years the thing was good for. Like, what? Who needs that long to get their license? Me, apparently, because mine's expired. But, in my defense, I don't have my license because I don't have a car. If I don't have a car, there's no point spending money to get a license. Which ultimately is a bit of a catch-22, because you can't legally own a car without a license, but there's no point having a license if you don't already own a car. It's almost as if this world is set up with a bunch of catch-22s that are meant to make it immensely difficult to do anything if you don't have rich parents. Because, like, I know a lot of people get their first car through, like, their parents getting a new car and giving them an old car. It's like, yeah, that never happened with any of, me or my siblings. Because basically how my old man would get his car is he would go and lease one from a dealership. He would lease a brand new car. And then at the end of his lease term, he would just trade in that car for another brand new car. Like, he never once actually owned any of his vehicles. They were all leased. So, like, there was no vehicle to give to any kid because he didn't own any of them. Because he's just great at managing money. Risk being a little goblin there in the background. So, like, yeah. Honestly, if my hours hadn't been cut when I was working a couple years ago, I'd probably have a car by now. But that's simply because I was saving up money to buy a car when my hours suddenly got cut. And it's like, oh, well, crap. Guess I'm not getting a car. Because, like, expenses-wise, like, I honestly don't think I could have afforded it on the hours I got cut to. And that hour cut lasted like a month. So, like, no, I can't. It'd be even worse if I had, found like a roommate and moved out. Suddenly, then I wouldn't be able to quit. I'd have to be looking for a new job while also basically not working at all because I'm just not being given hours and feeling like crap the entire way. Which also, I know there will be some people who are like, well, why, if you're still getting some hours, why'd you quit? Because quite simply, working those few hours, like it was 8 hours a week, working that little amount felt like a waste for everybody. Because here's the thing to consider. I live about a 40-ish minute walk from where I was working. Or I could take a taxi, which would be $20 a day. I was only making $15 an hour. So, either way, I'm wasting either $20 to taxi or $20 walking, effectively, of my time to go to work to make, like, $100. Like, it really wasn't worth it. And, like, a lot of it was just simply, I cannot feel secure working at that place, at least under the manager I had, because my hours could just vanish like my fishing rod just did. Like, I can't make any meaningful life decisions without any level of secure income. Which, like,
it is a case of I know I'm not really gonna easily get that making content either, but this is more just to keep myself busy. I'm not doing this to try to make money. I'm doing this to keep myself busy, keep myself working, because if I stop, depression's gonna happen. So I just make this, all the content I do in the week because I enjoy doing it, and it keeps me busy. And you guys seem to enjoy watching it, so it's a win-win. Like, everyone wins in this situation. I mean, even an extra bit of win for me is that I can potentially make money off of this stuff. Like, I've got like $20-some in my Twitch wallet waiting to be paid out to me, so that's pretty cool. I have the ability to turn on memberships on YouTube, and I'm still debating if I want to do that. Because, like, I feel like if... It's one of those things where... I feel like if I'm going to, I should buy the fishing rod first. Because if I don't, there's going to be a bag of bells in the fishing rod spot. Like, if y'all are paying money for something, I want to give you your money's worth. That's basically my thought. And I can't exactly give you your money's worth because I don't know what else to make or do for, like, members. And, like, even with like, Twitch subscriptions, like, I legitimately just do not know what to do to make that worth their money. Like, emotes. I can make emotes, which I need to actually get on doing because I have still not replaced the ones made by my ex. Mostly because, like, it's so much effort, and I kind of just want to delete them, if I'm honest. I don't really want to replace them. At least not one-to-one. I will probably replace them with something, just not one-to-one replace them. But yeah, I've been rambling long enough, and I can feel if I keep rambling, I'm going to depress myself, so I'm going to be ending this episode off here. Thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow as we start the turnip journey again. See you all then! And now in this end card, I would like to ask if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It'd help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.